Tens of millions of dollars spent on luxury dental work at taxpayer expense. That's what a News 8 investigation revealed about Texas last month. Now, last year, lax state regulations allowed dentists to legally collect nearly $200 million to straighten the teeth of poor children in Texas. That's more than the rest of the United States combined. Now, everybody wants straight teeth. A lot of parents spend thousands of dollars for braces for their kids. But should the state continue to pay for this cosmetic procedure for low-income children? Byron Harris is here with the latest in a multi-million-dollar investigation. Byron?
John, last year Texas spent $184 million on orthodontics under the Medicaid program. That's your money. That money is going to put braces on kids' teeth. Braces that some orthodontists say rarely have anything to do with health. And millions of those dollars are going to Wall Street, as well as the pockets of some very wealthy dentists. News 8 investigates.
This is the house that Braces built. A massive French chateau in one of the wealthiest neighborhoods in Dallas. A Bentley in the garage. A pool house quite comfortable for most families to live in. All owned by dentist Richard Maloof and his wife Leanne. Until recently, the owners of All Smiles Dental Centers. A chain of 51 dental clinics that took in $10.2 million last year for Medicaid orthodontics. That's 3 times as much as the entire state of Georgia paid out last year. The Maloofs, who also own the mansion next door, could not be reached. Dr. Maloof's attorney did not return our phone calls. News 8 has learned Maloof has sold his business to Valor Equity Partners, a Chicago-based hedge fund. Chris Russos, not a dentist, now runs All Smiles. He's laid out his money-making philosophy of dentistry on YouTube.
We define success on how well our practices are doing in the local markets. Are they growing? Are they profitable? And are they exceeding the profitability as well as the growth of the local market?
Just 3 years ago, All Smiles collected $5.4 million from Medicaid orthodontics. Since that time, its billings nearly doubled.
The business of offering free braces for kids at taxpayers' expense has mushroomed in the last 3 years. And nowhere is it more evident than on this stretch of South Buckner in Dallas. It might be called the Medicaid Mile. Actually, there are 5 orthodontics clinics in a half-mile, many of them offering free braces under Medicaid.
Here's Jefferson Dental, blatantly advertising free Medicaid braces. Jefferson Dental is owned by hedge fund Black Canyon Capital of California. And Jefferson is the first equity position mentioned on Black Canyon's website. Texas Smile Dental advertises braces with Medicaid. And Navarro Orthodontics, with a dozen clinics across the state, collected enough in Medicaid orthodontics to put braces on 10,000 kids last year alone.
Orthodontics is a luxury. It's not a necessity. It won't impact the child's overall health or well-being.
No one's ever died from crooked teeth. I think the health threat that we have for our children come from cavities and from gum disease.
Dr. Debek Freck, who teaches at Baylor Dental School, describes Medicaid orthodontics as the new golden goose for making big bucks from dentistry. He and Dr. Carolyn Wilson, who's also on the Baylor faculty, are 2 of a rising chorus of dental experts concerned about the huge amounts Texas is taking away from dental health and spending instead on tooth straightening.
We look at orthodontics as supplemental to dentistry, not as primary care.
So why does Texas spend close to $200 million on treatment that in most cases is a dental luxury?
Right.
The state tells us it rejects only 1 in 7 Medicaid orthodontics claims, and those only if forms are not submitted properly. Dentists say that in rare cases, children's teeth can be so crooked their health can be compromised. But in general, that amounts to less than 5% of the population.
This is the whole problem right here.
Dr. Christine Ellis holds a Medicaid payment sheet. Instead of paying for a finished mouth, so to speak, Medicaid pays by procedure.
And so the more procedures you do, the higher the bill becomes.
Here's a payment list for installation, maintenance, and extra equipment. A Herbst appliance, $250. A maxillary quad helix with finger springs, $325. All of this is intended to give the dentist flexibility in treating Medicaid orthodontics, but that may not always be the way it's used.
So I go in to an orthodontist, and somebody looks at my mouth and they say, he's eligible for X, Y, and Z, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does anybody ever check that stuff to see if the orthodontist ever put them in?
Not to my knowledge.
Now, there's only one reason a hedge fund invests in a business: to make money. When it comes to Medicaid orthodontics, Texas is hedge fund heaven because Texas chooses not to vigorously enforce its own rules. Not all states do it that way. Michigan and Kansas pay nothing. Byron Harris, Channel 8 News.